Sunday morning, July 1st, 2018, in the Sant Nagar neighborhood of New Delhi, the day begins like any other. The sun is rising. The markets are opening. A neighbor walks to the Chundawat family grocery store to buy milk. It's 7:15 a.m. The shop is usually open by now. Today, it is closed. He finds the front door of the house unlocked. He walks upstairs to check on the family. He expects to find them sleeping. Maybe they overslept. Instead, he finds a scene that defies human comprehension. In the central hall, hanging from an iron mesh grid in the ceiling, are 10 bodies. They are not struggling. They are perfectly still. They are blindfolded. Their mouths are taped shut. Their ears are plugged with cotton. Their hands are tied behind their backs. On the floor, in the corner, lies the grandmother, strangled. 11 family members. 3 generations. Gone in a single night. There was no scream. No gunshot. No sign of a break-in. Whatever happened in this house was invited in. When police arrived, they cordoned off the street. The media frenzy began immediately. The initial theory was mass murder, gang warfare, a property dispute. Because looking at the Chundawats, suicide made no sense. This was not a family in crisis. They were educated. They were wealthy. They were the pillars of their community. Priyanka, the 33-year-old granddaughter, had just gotten engaged 2 weeks prior. There was a party. There was dancing. She was excited about her wedding. The teenage boys, Dhruv and Shivam, were bright students obsessed with cricket and video games. The neighbors described them as the ideal family. They were religious, yes, but not fanatics. They were helpful, polite, and completely normal. There was no debt. No criminal record. So, how does a thriving family of 11 convince themselves to stand on stools, tie nooses around their necks, and step off? To understand the end, we have to find the origin of the virus. And the virus in this house wasn't biological. It was an idea. The investigation turned inward. Police began searching the house. They found no suicide note. Instead, in a drawer near the household temple, they found 11 diaries. These registers contained the secret history of the Chundawat family for the last 11 years. And they all revolved around one man, the youngest son, Lalit. Years prior, Lalit had suffered a series of traumas. A bike accident left him hospitalized. A brutal attack left him mute. He lost his voice for years. But then, his father, Bhopal Singh, died. Shortly after the death, Lalit suddenly started speaking again. He claimed his father's spirit had visited him in a dream and restored his voice. From that day on, Lalit became the vessel. The diaries reveal a chilling transformation. Lalit would alter his voice. He would speak as the dead father. He began dictating the family's life. What to eat. When to sleep. How to invest money. And the terrifying part. It worked. Under Lalit's spiritual guidance, the family's wealth grew. The business prospered. This reinforced the delusion. They believed Lalit really was channeling the father. For 11 years, he was their captain. And they were his unquestioning crew. But in 2018, the voice in Lalit's head began to demand something more than just discipline. It demanded a test. The diaries from June 2018 describe a ritual called the Badh Tapasya, the Banyan Tree ritual. The instructions were specific. The family was to hang like the aerial roots of a banyan tree. This is the crucial distinction: they did not believe they were committing suicide. The diary entries are explicit: keep water in a cup. When the color of the water changes, I will appear and save you. They believed that the moment they kicked the stools away, the spirit would intervene, they would be untied, and they would emerge with supernatural strength and gratitude. The preparation was hauntingly mundane. CCTV footage from the street shows the women bringing home new plastic stools. At 10:40 p.m., they order food delivery. 20 rotis. They eat a full meal. People who plan to die usually don't eat dinner. They were preparing for a ritual, not a funeral. The execution was military in its precision. Lalit's instructions in the diary were followed to the letter. The ceremony must be done at 1 a.m. The earth must shake. They stood on the stools. They tied the wires. They gagged each other to prevent screaming. And then, they waited for the signal. Lalit and his wife likely kicked the stools of the others first. Or perhaps, on a count of 3, they all stepped off together. They hung there, suspended in the dark, waiting for a father who had been dead for 10 years to walk through the door and cut them down. But nobody came. In the aftermath, a strange detail emerged that captivated the public. On the exterior wall of the house, there were 11 plastic pipes protruding out. 4 were large. 7 were small, corresponding exactly to the 4 men and 7 women who died. The contractor claimed they were just for ventilation, but the diaries suggested they were holes for the souls to travel. Coincidence? Or architectural madness? Psychologists call this folie à deux, shared madness. But here, it was folie à famille. It forces us to ask, how did the educated teenagers, distinct individuals with smartphones and friends, agree to this? The answer lies in the boiling frog effect. Lalit didn't ask them to die on day 1. He groomed them for a decade. He eroded their critical thinking. He isolated them psychologically, even while they lived in the middle of a city. By the time the final command came, saying no was no longer an option. Dissent was blasphemy. The house in Sant Nagar still stands. For years, it was abandoned. Neighbors called it the ghost house. But time moves on. A pathology lab has opened on the ground floor. A new family rents the upper floor. The pipes have been removed. The holes covered up. But the mystery of the Burari Deaths lingers. It serves as a terrifying reminder of the fragility of the human mind. We all seek guidance. We all want to believe that someone, somewhere, has the answers. The Chundawats wanted salvation so badly that they walked into the grave believing it was a throne room. They died waiting for a miracle that was never coming. This is Dormant Files. Be careful who you follow into the dark. See you in the next file.